Very nice to meet you today.
Hi,
I'm
Ms.
Dr. Sharamonti.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Good. I know we talked a little bit on the phone.
Yes.
What brings you here today?
I'm having a tough problem relationship-wise.
Okay, so you're having problems with the relationship?
Yes.
Is it your current relationship?
Current, yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, it's very hard to talk about because it's a difficult situation. I don't think a lot of people deal with it or have come across this. I don't know if you've come across this with any other patients. The girl I'm seeing, dating right now, we have an issue with her job, and it's making things difficult for me more so than for her.
Okay, so you're seeing this girl and she has this job and it sometimes gets in the way of your relationship and of you guys moving forward in your
Yes.
relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk about her job and what's causing the issue? Do you want to?
I met her at her job, so I know that's obviously where she works.
Okay.
But it's still difficult, I guess, because now that I have feelings for her, now that I love her and care about her, I want to, I don't want her working there anymore. But of course, as she says, I need money to pay my bills, so
Right.
how can I stop working when I have to pay bills and I need money? And
Right.
obviously I'm not financially supporting her,
Of course.
so it's very difficult.
It sounds like it is a difficult situation.
Yes.
You don't want someone you love and care about to just quit their job and not have any money and
Of
then
course.
be on the streets or
Right.
trying to find something for money.
Of course.
But you also, why is it tough for you guys to work together?
To work together in the relationship?
To work together at the same job?
Oh, we don't work at the
Oh, it's
same
not the
job.
same
No,
job.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
I'm
I met her
sorry.
at her job, but we don't work
Okay.
together.
Oh, I understand.
No.
You just met her at her job.
Yes.
And you just don't like her job? Is it too demanding? Does she have to work too much and that affects you guys seeing each other?
It's the type of job.
It's the type of job.
Yes, that's the problem.
I understand. So you don't want her doing the type of work she's currently doing. You'd
Correct.
rather her get into a different field?
Yes.
Or is it the job itself where if she did the same
No,
type
no,
of work?
completely different field.
Okay, in a different field.
Yes.
All right, just making sure.
Hmm. And I can't talk about it to anybody because it's embarrassing. When I think to myself about asking a friend for help or family member or anybody to go to, I feel embarrassed to say, my problem because I know ahead of time what people are going to say to me, so I don't
Right.
want to
You don't
talk
want to
about
have that type of reaction on
Exactly.
you and make you feel anything.
Right.
Does she like her current job?
She doesn't like it, but she does it for the money. So it's not a like issue, it's that she needs money, so
It's understandable. It's tough when you need money. You
Of
have
course.
to work. Sometimes you can't just say, "Oh, I hate my job. I quit and leave." You need money to support yourself,
right, exactly.
especially in today's world. It's needed,
True.
and you can't financially support her.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Which that's tough.
Of course.
It's tough to support yourself, let alone
Somebody
if you
else
have children
and their
or
bills, of course.
someone else. It's
So I'm
not
kind
very
of caught
easy.
between a rock and a hard place because if I say, look, I don't want you to work here anymore, I don't like it, you can't do it anymore, or I don't want you to do it anymore, then I come off looking jealous, insecure, possessive, any one of those things
Of
that you can think
course.
of, controlling. And if I say nothing, then I'm sitting here going, I don't want to work in this industry anymore, or this field, or whatever it
Right.
may be. And I'm not saying anything, so I'm kind of not standing up for myself. So I feel very
It's tough.
off balance.
I understand. You don't want to seem like you're jealous and then have her think, oh, you're insecure.
Mhm.
He just wants me. He doesn't want me going out or doing work or doing anything,
Right.
which isn't fair to me. But you also don't want to sit back and say nothing. And now maybe
Right.
she wants you to
Well,
be
I don't, it's not that I don't want her to work. I have no problem
work in the
with her
field
working-
she's
working in
currently
that-
working.
Yes.
No, I understand.
Yes.
If she went and did something else in a different
Right.
field, you would be okay with that. I mean, the current job
Yes.
she's in.
And she knows, like, I don't like certain, she knows that I don't like where she works, and she knows I'd rather her not work there, but she doesn't know, like, I haven't, I guess, told her in the degree that I'm talking to you about it as.
Okay, it's understandable. And you think she'd come off that you are being jealous and possessive rather than showing your concern?
Yes. Yeah, especially because of her past,
Okay.
you know, where she's had jealousy from male role models and ex-husband and people like that in her life. So she's
Okay.
seen that jealousy. So of course, if I'm saying something and it may look a little bit jealous, she's going to think, you know, it's
Yeah.
more full blown,
And
you
she
know, real
wouldn't
jealousy.
appreciate that.
Right.
Understand. Have you talked to her about jobs in other fields? Has she
Of
gone
course.
to school at all?
She's going to school right
Okay.
now. So,
Okay, that's good.
you know, working obviously helps pay for school because school's a little expensive.
It is.
Naturally.
It is.
And, you know, if you're going to school 4 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever it may be, that cuts into your work time.
Of course.
So then you
It does.
can't work certain hours because you're going to school.
Right.
So that hurts that aspect. And she's a single mom, so she's got to take care of her kid. So
That's another.
there's certain, now night hours, you kind of can't work certain hours. You can only work certain time frames depending.
Understand.
So there's a lot there. So
Seems like she has a lot going on for her.
yes,
Now, I know she has a lot going on for her, but what's going on with you?
as far as
As how much do you have going on? Like, as you said, she has a job, she's going to school, and she's a single mom, so she has a kid or
Mhm.
more than one kid.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work for one person.
right.
What about you? How's your work? Are you
I
in
have
school?
work. I have not a normal schedule because I work afternoon to night.
Okay.
So most of my day is taken away in that aspect.
Okay.
So I have work. I have kids at home that live with me. So I have, you know, obligations there to
Right.
make sure they're taken care of and fed and clothed and
Of course,
and
as-
pay my bills just like
As
everybody else.
everyone else.
Absolutely. So you know, my plate is full, but it's not full.
It's not as
There's
full
there's
as
more,
her plate?
No.
Okay.
And there's more room for to do things. I guess
Okay.
it's not
I
as
understand what you're saying.
Right.
Are your kids older than her kid?
Yes, all my
Her
kids are older than hers. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Not that it's an issue.
No, but it's age of kids depends
Yes,
what's going on with
of
you
course,
as well.
of
A
course.
teenager in high school might want to go see his friends. He can be
Right.
home by himself. He might be driving.
True.
Whereas a child in elementary school needs mom or dad to pick him up, to drop him
Absolutely.
off, to make sure someone, either the parent or the babysitter's with them, to make sure everything's lined up for the child because because they're younger.
Right. They're not capable of doing it like an older child. So yes, of course.
Exactly. So, what have you talked about with her job wise, like working in other places? I know you said that
course.
there's a tough balance with her.
Yes,
with
of
her
course.
kid
I've
or
talked to
kids
her
and-
and said, I don't like you working here. I'd rather you work somewhere else. And she said, why? And I gave her some reasons, not all of my reasons, you know.
Do you want to discuss some of those reasons, or at least the ones that you've given to
Um,
her?
I felt it's not safe. I felt it's also not good for her mentally. It's
Okay.
also hindering, or it's also it's an issue for the relationship. You know, that's the things I've said to her,
Okay.
you know, and I just left it at that. I don't want to go too much further because I don't want to sound
You don't want to
jealous.
upset her.
Right, I
or
just want to tell
sound
her
jealous.
real legitimate reasons that I have, but not tell all of them.
Take it a little bit at a time and see how
Yes.
it goes. Maybe in a little bit discuss some of those other reasons with her
Mhm.
in a little bit of time. Let her think about it. And
Right, of course.
as you said, she's busy with everything going on with her, so it's not going to be a simple.
Right, of
Solution.
course. Of course.
Just so you know, we are about halfway through our session. I'm not trying to rush you,
No,
but I
that's
don't
fine.
want you to think
No, that's fine.
we're not
Absolutely
talking
fine.
enough or talking too much.
No, we're doing good.
All right. Do you want to discuss some of those other reasons with me that you haven't told her?
As far as why I don't want to work there?
Yes.
Um,
I'm
well,
assuming they're personal reasons.
they're personal reasons, yes. It's going to be pretty obvious once you know what she does for a living.
Right.
She, like I can say it, but it's still like I kind of like hesitate
Yeah.
because
Understand.
it's not the normal, traditional type of relationship that you hear about. You know, you hear about two people, they meet wherever, they fall in love, and the rest is, you know, history, so to speak.
I've
But-
heard of people meeting in different places.
Yes, I
different
have too, and I've done that
situations.
too in the past.
Some of my patients have weird relationships, met in different situations, different circumstances.
I don't know
They're-
if you've met something like this, but, you know, it's, you know, it seems like this is the type of stuff that I get into for whatever reason.
You always get into these type of relationships?
Not this specific job-oriented relationship. It just seems like if something off the beaten path or something weird or something where you go, oh my God, it's usually me. Which I can laugh about here, but of
Right.
course when I'm home, like, no,
Yeah, like-
why? Why couldn't it just be perfect? You know?
Things take time. Nothing's perfect.
Oh, I know that. But, she, yeah, she works in, she works in an industry that's not, looked upon highly, I guess, is the
Okay.
best way to put it.
Okay.
You know, so it's just the way it is.
It's a degrading type of.
Yeah,
Job?
I guess she works as a I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. She does, it's a couple of different things, but she does private. She's a stripper.
And she does
But
private
she does
sessions.
private sessions in a room with
With-
one person at a time.
Okay.
So, you know, obviously she's in a room
Right.
with the guy. You know, sometimes she has returning people.
Right.
Sometimes it's somebody new.
Right.
But she,
As any.
right, so obviously she
stripper would
strips
have.
for the man, and
Right.
you know, whatever happens from there is between them two. Now she
Right.
tells me she doesn't do a lot of stuff
So.
because she doesn't really want to do that. She
Right.
doesn't do it.
So she doesn't have sex with any of the.
That's what she said. First time I saw her, though, she had sex with me. So that makes me pause and go, well, you're telling me you don't do this to everyone, but you did it with me. And so after a while, I finally said to her one day, I said, well, the first time you saw me, you didn't know who I was, and you had sex with me. She goes, well, I liked you. And I said, oh, okay.